guys. It's kind of late. The lighting's ratchet. I'm in a weird spot. My makeup's trash at the moment. You can probably see it's like, it's not that bad. Anyway, but I was inspired to do this video really fast. I wanted it to be shorter because my last video, it was like 45 minutes. And even though I'm really proud of that, I feel like that is deterring from my subscriber count going up because I still only have like 17 subscribers. So I kind of want to I want to do a little better than that. I don't know what else to do because I'm bad at social media. So we're just gonna keep trying to post videos until something hits, you know what I mean? So today, I really wanted to talk about my favorite manga and maybe anime because sometimes they don't overlap. This doesn't make sense. So basically, if you don't know what manga is, it's basically a Japanese comic. And I like to explain this to people where manga is like the book and anime is like the movie. But sometimes anime gets made without no manga equivalent or vice versa. So sometimes there's overlap. A lot of the time there is overlap, but sometimes there's not. But anyway, that's kind of confusing. So I'm just going to jump right in. If you know what anime is, you're in the right place. If you know what manga is, you're in the right place. If you don't know, then maybe you're not in the right place for this video. So, you know. So I got into anime and manga when I was in middle school. My best friend introduced me to Fairy Tail by Hiramashima. I have read and watched so much Fairy Tail. I never finished it, and I'm glad I didn't because I looked up the ending not too long ago, and if 14-year-old Claire had read this ending to the manga, I think I would have died. Like, I'm not, like, the ending's not good, but it's fine because I hold these nostalgic memories in my heart for what I did read. So if you haven't heard of Fairy Tail, it's one of like the big four along with like Naruto and One Piece and Bleach. At least that's how I always kind of understood it. It was kind of the unofficial fourth of those big three. So Fairy Tail is about this guy named Natsu and this girl named Lucy. And it takes place in this world where basically everyone, or almost everyone, has magical powers. Like Natsu has fire magic and Lucy can like summon people with keys. And my favorite character, Gray, let me see if I can find him in here. So Gray is my favorite. I love him so much. I'll put a better picture of him on the screen. So yeah, it's about, oh, by the way, if you're freaking out, manga is read backwards. It's read backwards, so that's why it looks weird. But anyway, Gray's my favorite. He has like ice magic. And then there's one more main character named Urza, and she has like armor magic or something. Man, I'm like digging deep in my memory to recall this. So it's basically about these guilds, and they take on missions to like defeat monsters or do stuff, and it just goes on forever, and it's great. And I loved it growing up. I loved it so much. Like sometimes I watch the opening themes for the show and cry. Like, I'm not kidding. So yeah, I love Fairy Tail. I recommend reading 3/4 of it and stopping because the ending's garbo from what I've read on Wikipedia. So after I read Fairy Tail, I got really into Hiramashima's previous work called Rave Master. He wrote that before Fairy Tail. I don't own it, so I'll put a picture on the screen. But Rave Master, I don't even remember the plot of Rave Master. Like, I truly don't. I don't remember the plot. It was very similar to Fairy Tail, where it was like an adventure story. I remember the characters. I remember there was this one character I loved who was like the Winter Soldier. Like, he was a bad guy, and then he lost his arm and became a good guy. And then there was another character, and I distinctly remember I loved this character and his girlfriend because they were a pre-established couple, and that never ever happens in manga. Like, they always do the will they won't they the entire time, and it's terrible, and it drives me crazy. But they were actually like a couple from the beginning, and the guy's name was Let, and the girl's name was Julia, I think. Don't quote me. I'll put pictures all over the place. But I loved them. I think Let could turn into a dragon, if I recall correctly, and that was the most badass thing I've ever seen. Or like, he was turned into a dragon, and they had to fix it or some shit. I truly don't remember the plot at all, but I remember I had a good time. And it was really cool because Hiramashima's art style in Fairy Tail is like pretty good, like it's pretty advanced. But in Rave Master, like at the beginning, it kind of sucked. And it was cool to like watch his art, like his artistry get better as the manga went on. So I've read all of Rave Master. It was really good. I tried to watch the anime, but they like stopped producing it like 50 episodes in or something. So I was not about to watch it and then not like have the story be cut off for me. So those two I really loved, and I read in like middle school. And then the next one I'm going to talk about is God tier. Everyone has and their mother has heard of Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist is like the only good anime. Like, I'm kidding, but this is like an outlier just because so much manga and anime is bad. I'm sorry, but it is. And this is just not. This subverts all expectations. Everything, usually anime and manga work in arcs, so it's so long that the creators work one arc at a time. But this had a whole story planned out beginning to end. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm so sorry. Hiromu Arakawa. I'm going to show you because I'm bad at pronunciation. So she had a plan from beginning to end. Characters amazing. Roy Mustang would die for him. I literally have him over here. Oh, I have Gray over here too. Oh my god. Do you want to see how nerdy I am? Like, I have Gray. I might cut this out. This is too much, isn't it? I got Roy. I also have Geno's from One Punch Man over there, but we're not going to talk about One Punch Man in this video. Alright, I'm back. So, Full Metal Alchemist, if you didn't already know, is about this guy, these two brothers, one named Ed, one named Al, and it's about alchemy, if you couldn't tell. And they try to bring their mother back from the dead using alchemy, and they fuck up, and Ed loses his arm and his leg, and Al loses his whole body, so his soul is in this suit of armor. Should I be showing you, like, the art style? Hold on. Anyway, let me finish the description of this first. So, they're basically trying to get their bodies back. That's, like, the whole premise. There's a lot of other shit going on, but that's, like, the main motivation the entire time. Here's what... There's Gray again. Why couldn't I find that earlier? Here's, like, the art style for Fairy Tail. Pretty simple. Pretty nice. I love Full Metal Alchemist's art style. Let me find a good page. There's Full Metal. Lots of fun. This video is getting longer than I wanted. I'm glad I'm not talking about many more after this. I usually say Full Metal's... I mean, this whole video is about my favorite manga, but Full Metal is, like, in a league of its own. Like, it's incredible. Please read or watch it. I've actually never finished the anime. Don't tell anyone, but I've read all of the manga. It's so good. I love Roy Mustang more than myself. All right, next, I'm going to talk about... These are probably my top two. I mean, Full Metal is, like, special, but these are my top personal two, I guess. So, one is Blue Exorcist by Kaze Kato. So, this is, like, my thing. Like, this is made for me because it is about Rin and his brother Yukio, and they're twins. And their dad is Satan, and their mom is human. So they're half demon, half human, except Rin absorbed, like, all of Satan's powers in the womb. So Rin has all of the powers, and Yukio, like, doesn't have any of them. But it's fine, because I hate Yukio. It's fine. I love Rin. He deserves all the power. So, and then the whole manga is about them becoming exorcists. And there is so much more shit going on. Like, I just caught up on the manga recently, and, like, oh my god, it's so good. Like, the first half of this manga so far was, like, good, and I loved it. I watched the anime in middle school, and now recently I've, like, been reading the manga. So, like, the first half, like, chapters 1 through 50 or something, are, like, good, and you're, like, into it. But 50 through 100, I'm, like, it's hit this whole other level of, like, amazingness, and I can't believe, like, she's been planning this the whole time, and I'm, like, my mind is blown. Like, I am obsessed with it. It's insane. I also love the art. Here is the art for Blue Exorcist. I'll put better pictures on the screen too because this is not doing it justice. My phone quality. So yeah, are you hyper? Like, can you tell I'm hyper right now? Because I can. So that's Blue Exorcist. I have one more to talk about. Whenever somebody asks me what my favorite manga is, I always say Noragami by Ada Chiotoka. It's like two people. One illustrates and one writes, I'm pretty sure. Noragami is about this girl named Hiyori and this god named Yato, and basically just like their shenanigans. It's definitely, but like I make that sound light, and sometimes it is light, but sometimes like it goes there. Like it's heavy sometimes, which is what I really like about it. And I mean, you know, I'm there for the romance between Yato and Hiyori, but it's fine. I love Noragami. I love the art style. If you can't tell, the covers of these are like water. You know you can't because my lamp is not doing any favors. But it's very watercolory. And hold on, let me show some good art. This is probably my favorite art style out of anything. I'm in love with it. It is truly next level. I'm trying to find a great page. Here's a page. I love the art style of Noragami. It makes me feel things. I love Noragami. Like, I don't know what it is. I love, like, the god element that, like, Yato's a god. Like, that's really fun. But there's something, like, special hits different for me in Noragami. Like, as you can tell, I own way more Noragami volumes than any other manga. I think it's incredible. The anime is also really good. For once, I actually recommend the dub of that anime. It's really good. Yato's voice is perfect. I'm very sad because I don't think there's going to be any more seasons. And I want all of that animated because it's so good. I'm also caught up on Noragami. Noragami and Blue Exorcist aren't finished. The other three I mentioned are finished. So those are my recs. This video was kind of hyper and random, but I just kind of wanted to gush about manga I like. Let me know below what manga you like, and we can talk about it. Bye!